While my son was still a baby, he developed asthma, and this meant having to use an asthma pump on him quite frequently. And understandably, he hated it. It was scary enough that the machine made a loud noise, but then this mask would go over his face, and it would hiss, and all this steamy stuff would come out. Yeah, the poor little darling would he'd get so distressed, and I had to restrain him because he would squirm and struggle and try to get away from the mask. But then once it was all over, I'd hold him close to me and kind of croon softly and stroke and kiss his face, and I would comfort him, and I would settle him. Even in his baby understanding, he knew the bad stuff was over then, and he could feel secure in his mummy's arms, and he usually fell asleep after that. That word settled jumped out at me. I've read this verse a zillion times, yet that word has never impacted me until now. Notice how God does that with different verses. You could read a verse every day for weeks, but then one day you'll read it and you'll notice something that for some strange reason, had never affected you previously. It happens to me all the time. It blows my mind. And I think, how could I have possibly missed that? Okay, it's not really that I missed the word as such, but its relevance to a particular situation had not been necessary until now. So in the past, it was a word I just kind of glossed over. But in this instance, God wanted to speak to me through it. And so it came alive for me. I wanted to share this because I know there are people out there who will be encouraged, and I pray strengthened by it. When you're in the thick of a trial, when you're hurting and your heart is breaking, it's very hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Being a follower of Christ does not give us immunity against suffering. But as Paul tells us in Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those who love God. So I pray that you will be encouraged by this verse in 1 Peter. Here is God's promise for the tears you are shedding. He will make you perfect. He will strengthen and establish you. That means that He will make you secure. Place your feet on a solid rock, and He will settle you. I don't know about you, but those words inspire me to keep pressing on. Well, I hope that they do that for you too. Oh, and as for my son, well, by the time he was a toddler, he had become quite used to his pump. And as he grew, he even came to appreciate it. God bless you.